A horse's mouth. But seriously, folks, we call it the Bud Half Pint. It's 8 easy-tasting ounces of the king of beers. It's perfect when you want a lot of quality, a little at a time. When you say Bud Half Pint, you've said it all.
Wrong, Eduardo. You've said it short.
How come I'm always the straight man?
NFL action begins next Sunday with the NFL Today, followed by a full slate of regional games. USA. You saw it on CBS Sports.
It is 2nd and 8 for Atlanta on the Falcon 22-yard line. Ed Gallagher shaken up for San Francisco. Willie McRae takes over for him. Ray Strong is the up back, spelling Bubba Bean. And they'll give it to Stanback. And Stanback is out across the 30 and almost to the 35. Eddie Lewis finally hit him and dropped him, or he might have really picked up a sizable chunk.
Now we really want to look at Eddie Lewis make this tackle, because Stanback gets out. The blocking is good. It's now a one-on-one situation, man to man. Stanback made a couple of moves, but Lewis made a great tackle. That's how you do it, right, Coach?
That's good open field tackle. Sureness. Go for the legs.
Eddie Lewis, a 3-year man out of Kansas. 1st and 10 from the Atlanta 34. It's 14-7 San Francisco. Bartkowski to Stanback, and there in the backfield on top of him. The first man is Joe Harris, your old friend, Coach, and the second is Archie Reese.
They dogged right where the play went. The back didn't have a chance. Haskell didn't have a chance.
You know something, Coach? Bartkowski is not really throwing on 1st down, is he?
No, he isn't. I was thinking that earlier, that he's going to have to put the ball up in a running situation to get a big play.
You know, we're talking about emotion. Joe Harris has a little extra emotion going today. After all, he went to school at Georgia Tech.
Right.
2nd and 11 from the 32. Ricky Patton is in there with Ray Strong. Bartkowski broken up by Eddie Lewis, intended for Alfred Jackson, and there are flags all over the field.
Well, the defender, you'll see, had good position, inside position right here. Now watch him come up the inside and reach over and knock it down.
Didn't look like he did anything wrong.
That was a funny play, wasn't it, Coach?
Yeah. Let's see what he did that was so wrong, at least on the replay. So it's 1st and 10 on the Atlanta 48.
That's that incidental contact again.
Here comes Ricky Patton, and he gets across midfield. Patton had a couple of rather electrifying runs last week against Detroit. This is the receiver, Alfred Jackson. Now keep an eye on him. He's a rookie out of Texas with great speed. There is Lewis with him. Now you show me where something was done wrong. Only thing was down around the ankles, but they were both going after the ball.
Can't call that.
Well, they did. So it is 2nd and 6. A 20-yard pass penalty is the way that thing figured out.
Good defense.
2nd and 6 from the San Francisco 48. Bartkowski got his man, and it's Alfred Jackson.
There.
All right, isolation on Jackson. This is what you call great timing. The ball is on its way before Jackson makes his move. Bartkowski gets an A for that play.
That's it. That's what you like to see. That's probably the first pass we've had like that today. The ball was in the air while the receiver made his break. The defense can't break up a pass like that.
In pro ball, Coach, you've got to be able to do that.
Precision passing.
1st and 10 on the San Francisco 42. Remember now, Bartkowski started on his own 20-yard line. Let's see if he puts it up 1st down, and he's going to. Down the right side, and bobbled and knocked out. And a reception, however, by Alfred Jackson.
Real good call. He split. He got a little jam, but not enough. The ball was thrown up high. He had it, fumbled it when he went out.
Chuck Christ hit him as hard as he could, But a good reception by Jackson, who has been very pivotal on this drive.
You see what that missed field goal has done now, Vinny?
And how?
Giving them new life.
And you see what happens when you pass on first down and mix it up.
Yeah, you mixed up the pattern is right, Jim. 1st and 10 on the San Francisco 23. Strong, Ray Strong, darting inside the 20-yard line. Jimmy Webb making the tackle. On this drive, remember the field goal went awry, a combination of a bad snap and the kick never got there. And then Atlanta taking over on its own 20. And the biggest play was that pass penalty that picked up 20 yards that kept the drive alive. And Lehman Bennett hoping to see his Falcons tie it up on this drive. 2nd and 4 on the 17. Stand back on a wing and Bean directly behind Bartkowski. And it's Bubba bumping into a rookie lineman. He bumped into Mike Ken, number 78, and that slowed him down. It was his own left tackle. Seattle, how about this? I guess anything can happen when you have two left-handed quarterbacks. Seattle 24, Oakland nothing.
And that game's up in Seattle.
Yep. Well, of course, we saw probably the most exciting game we've done this year was up there when they upset Minnesota.
29-28.
What a game. 3rd and 2 from the San Francisco 15. Strong is back in there with Patton, and they're going with Patton, and he's not going to make it. Ricky Patton trying to get outside is knocked back to the 20. Now what do you do, George?
You got to go for 3 points.
Yep, Mazzetti's coming in.
Too much time left. That particular play, the quick pitch wide, 3rd and 2. Here it is. Gives the defense a chance to get across and penetrate and break it up. I'd rather go straight ahead, try to get that yardage and go wide.
John James will hold for Tim Mazzetti, who just joined the club last week. He hasn't tried a field goal, and the spot is on the 27. It's a 37-yard field goal attempt. No good. It's blocked as it squirts into the end zone. And what about that pass from center?
A low snap. A low snap and a low kick. Let's see it again.
Watch this. Yep.
On the ground, a line drive kick.
Was a ground ball snap and a line drive kick, and they're both pitching no-hitters in that department. It's San Francisco 14, Atlanta 7.
The financial capital of America. Home to hundreds of investment firms. But whose thinking is sought by corporations and governments? Who is quoted almost every day in America's business press? Yet who always has time to help any investor of any size? You know who. There are lots of investment firms, but there's only one, Merrill Lynch.
The new Ford Pinto for $79. A new design for a little American workhorse. New up here, new back here, new in here, and it's loaded. Bucket seats, standard. AM radio and electronic ignition, standard. 2.3-liter engine, standard. Electric rear window defroster, standard. Rack and pinion steering, standard. Front disc brakes, standard. At this low price, the spanking new '79 Pinto at your Ford dealer.
This is Vin Scully along with George Allen and Jim Brown from Candlestick Park. It's 14-7 San Francisco. Each club has just dodged a field goal bullet, and the 49ers now put it in play 1st and 10 from their own 20. That's Paul Seal shaking himself loose wide left. O.J. Simpson in a slot. Bob Farrell is the running back, and Farrell grabbed by Brezina, and down he goes. On that last drive, Jim, is there any one play you think that caused Atlanta to sputter and finally stop?
Yes, very definitely. On the 2nd down play, when Bubba Bean ran that ball, he did not run the ball the way he should have. He was fooling around behind the line of scrimmage. He ran into his own man. That caused the drive to fail.
What about you, George?
Well, I thought the 3rd and 2, I'd rather go straight ahead with man-for-man blocking.
All right, 2nd and 7 from the San Francisco 23. DeBerg play action fake to Farrell. Intended for number 85, Paul Seal, the tight end. And DeBerg really took a lick.
Here's a delivery sack now. Here's a delivery sack. He did a heck of a job to get it off. Good fake. Now watch. Full force. That's why the ball was thrown short.
Steve DeBerg really took some licks last week against New Orleans. That must be awful. After you've been kicked around, you come right back and get some more of it.
But you know what, Jim? He was not sacked against the Rams. The Rams did not sack him once.
So Scott Bull, who you remember came out of the hole and ran 15 yards for a touchdown. Actually, he ran about 23 yards, but the line of scrimmage was the 15. Bull will take over for DeBerg.
He's all right. He'll be back.
Steve DeBerg, 2-year man out of San Jose State. Scott Bull, a 3-year man out of Arkansas. And it is 3rd and 7 from the 23. And he fumbled, but he fell on it. So his first play, he fumbled.
That's what happens. That's what happens when you put in a new quarterback. His rhythm, his cadence, everything is different.
He's had quite a day. He's touched the ball twice. He's run for a touchdown and dropped it the other time.
But at least he got the ball, so that's a plus.
By the way, that's the 4th San Francisco fumble. They've lost 2 and recovered 2. Time running out in the 3rd quarter. That went flying by.
Let's time this punt.
Mike Connell will be kicking from the 10. Billy Rickman is all alone. And the gun, as the 3rd quarter had ended. And Billy Rickman will not have a chance to do anything with it. So that's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score San Francisco 14, Atlanta 7. We now pause for a word from your local station.
Linda Lavin, Christy McNichol, Max Gale, and Patrick O'Neill.
I want to know where he's sleeping tonight. He's sleeping in the living room.
Like Mom, Like Me, the Sunday movie at 9, 8 Central and Mountain.
This is CBS.
Fourth and 9 on the 21-yard line of San Francisco. San Francisco leading 14-7, and of course Atlanta just itching to get its hands on the football. There is Billy Rickman. You remember he fumbled his first punt of the day, and that eventually set up and led to O.J. Simpson's 14-yard run for a touchdown. Billy has done pretty well. 9 previous punt returns with a 38-yard long one. And he's at the other end of a punt by Mike Connell, who, among other things, is a drummer in a rock band.
They got the block on. Looks like they got the punt block on.
Well, we'll see now about a good snap from center from Randy Cross. It's been pivotal. Here they come, and it will go out of bounds. Frank Reed is the man who blocked it, but there's a flag on the play.
Yeah, they had the punt block on. They actually should have blocked it. It's bad technique again. They ran into the kicker. See?
There it is.
You don't go for the foot. You go for a yard in front of the foot. He went for the foot and roughed the kicker.
Well, I don't think I would have tried to block because I think the field position would have been good. You've got a quarter left. I've always hated this particular
running into the kicker,
coach.
number 28 of the defense. First down.
So an automatic first down. The penalty charge to Frank Reed. 1 minute a hero, and the next minute maybe a goat. So they surrender a chance to get their hands on that football. San Francisco now 1st and 10 from their own 26.
2 tight ends.
And Solomon wide left. Farrell and Simpson the running back. DeBerg handing off to Simpson, and little Roland Lawrence did a pretty good job on the pulling guard, Walt Downing. It looked like a mismatch. Downing is 254 pounds. Lawrence is 179. Lawrence is 22, and 62 is Downing on the left side. Watch. Coming up is like an 80-pound confrontation, and Lawrence just stayed right there.
Yes, as a cornerback, Vinny, you have to be able to do that. A lot of them are great at it.
There he is. He has 10 brothers, 4 sisters. He knows the crowd. 2nd and 7 from the 29. Solomon wide left. Seal and McAfee the tight end. O.J. Clyde finally hit him, and there are a few old O.J. moves.
Yes, good moves. Now we're going to see a little fire from the juice. Good move there. Step, got the shoulder down, little acceleration. Looked really good on that play.
And picked up a first down.
He saw the opening right away.
Boy, when he does something like that, it's like just remembering of days past when he did it so many times.
You're absolutely right, Benny.
1st and 10 from the 37, and that roughing the punter can be a big play now. San Francisco, here comes Bob Farrell, bouncing off people to the 41-yard line. A couple of scores we can duck in. Miami and New England. It is 21-17 Miami. 6 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. 3-3 New Orleans and the Rams. That's the last we heard at halftime. 7-6 Baltimore leading Denver. 40 seconds left in the 2nd quarter in that one. And it is 27-0 Seattle leading Oakland. A minute left in the 3rd. DeBerg throwing to Solomon. And Solomon might have heard footsteps as he went down because Roland Lawrence was going to climb up his back again.
He jumped a little too soon. His timing, watch, his timing's off. Should have been completed. He jumped just a little too soon. Should have had this ball.
But, Benny, you made a good point. Footsteps sometimes will make a guy miss a ball that he can normally catch.
There goes little Roland flying over him.
Now, we wouldn't want to say that Solomon heard footsteps, but that does happen in professional football.
I don't think he heard footsteps on that.
They're not all kamikaze pilots down there.
They're not all brave, Benny, believe me.
3rd and 5 from the San Francisco 41. Seal, the tight end, shakes loose to the right. Here comes Farrell. And Atlanta stubbornly holding on. 12 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in the game. San Francisco leading 14-7. And Billy Rickman again going back in a single safety. He'll be standing on the Atlanta 15-yard line. And Mike Connell will kick it out for San Francisco.
You know, let's see what they do again. See if they have the block on.
4th and 3 from the 44.
Looks like they have it again.
Looks like they're coming. Strong is coming in, but they can't get to him. The kick will go down to the 10-yard line, and they will put it out of bounds at the 12. So San Francisco got a great bounce, and Atlanta will take over 1st and 10 on the Atlanta 12-yard line. 12 minutes and 10 seconds left to go. 14-7 San Francisco.
From South Carolina to North Dakota, they know what makes a state fair a great fair.
Beer makes it good.
There's just one Schlitz.
There's no debate.
Nothing else comes near.
Beer makes it good.
When you're out of Schlitz.
Schlitz makes it great.
You're out of beer.
11 million times a day, America reaches for a Schlitz. Every drop chill lagered for quality since 1849.
Schlitz makes it like no other could. Schlitz makes it great.
When I travel for business or pleasure, I take my realistic radio recorder from Radio Shack. It's compact and easy to carry. Has a built-in mic, ideal for taping business meetings. And the AM/FM radio lets me enjoy music and news. I can even record off the air. And right now, Radio Shack has them on sale. $30 off. A real bargain for people on the go. The realistic radio cassette recorder, just $59.95. Only at Radio Shack. A Tandy company.
The picture tells quite a bit, although not all of it. 12-10 left to go in the game. San Francisco 14. It doesn't sum up the Atlanta frustration with 7. The only Atlanta touchdown, Rick Bias blocked a punt and scored the TD himself. So it's been a frustrating day for Bartkowski and company. He has Jackson left and Rickman right. And Bartkowski throws behind Mitchell with great pressure from Cedric Hardman.
Yeah, that's hurrying the passer. Watch. Cedric Hardman right in there. He doesn't even have time to set and throw the ball. Looked like it might have been open for some yardage. It was a good call.
Yeah, the tight end Mitchell was just waiting for the ball and it never got to him. So it is 2nd and 10 from the 12.
Vinny, we usually like to set him up with a momentarily block, quick short block, and then release. Because that's what happens.
Also, Coach, you will find that when a defense puts on pressure, the play usually will be fairly open, but the pressure is supposed to make up for it.
Timeout, Atlanta.
Well, that hurts to take a timeout this early in the ball game with this much time left. Must be a mix-up.
So we've got 12 minutes and 6 seconds left in the game, and it's still San Francisco 14, Atlanta 6.
Sears National Automotive Sale. Get the power that started a car after 3 months on a frozen lake. Get the price. Save $7 on the maintenance-free Die Hard. Now only $47.99 with trade-in. The shock absorber the Choi Chitwood stunt team didn't wear out in a whole season. Sears Best Shock Absorber, the Steady Rider, is now on sale. Only $11.99 each. You save 20%. At Sears.
Next Friday at 11:30 p.m. Eastern, NBA action returns to CBS for the 1978-79 championship season. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
The Atlanta Falcons are last in offense in the NFC, and the folks who came out to Candlestick so far today understand why. It is 14-7 San Francisco. 2nd and 10 from the 12. Behind by Reese, and Archie Reese just jerked him down. Big number 78, the rookie out of Clemson.
The 49ers were in a 34 defense, and they dogged. The Falcons tried to run a draw. The dog is a great counter for the draw. Ate it up. 3rd and 11 now, Vinny.
Atlanta offensively, Bartkowski is 10 for 14 for 92 yards, but he's been sacked 4 times. The running game has not been much. Stanback has carried the most for 47 yards. Hardman could not quite get to him in time because it was a race between teammates, and Jimmy Webb is the one who finally got there, number 74.
Well, they're in a nickel defense, 5 defensive backs and 4 rushmen. He couldn't find anybody open. He almost had a safety.
One thing for the 49ers, last year they were 4th with 42 sacks. Coming into this game, they only had 11, but they have 5 sacks today. But John James has to get it out of there. Boy, they're coming. He got it away, and it'll be Anthony Leonard at the 43. To the 35, 30, and he takes a lick at the 30, and down he goes.
Well, they got great field position now.
James Wright made that hard hit to almost knock Leonard's helmet off.
You know, Jim and Vinny, what I used to like to do right here, I'd say, hey, we got to score here. This is the ball game.
Well,
we got to
it
take
looks
it
that
in.
way with 10 minutes and 55 left. 14-7 San Francisco.
Here's 100 years of tradition coming at you.
Here comes the king.
Here comes the king. Here comes the big number 1.
Here comes the king.
Budweiser beer, the king is second to none.
When you say Bud, the king is coming. Let's hear the call. When you say Bud, you've said it all. When you say Bud, you've said it all.
Introducing a whole new breed of Mustang.
the all-new 79 Mustang from Ford. With a new aerodynamic design, precise handling, and Mustang performance from options of V6, V8, even a turbocharged engine. Mustang for 79, the new breed in 2-door and 3-door models. Capture one at your Ford dealer now.
Having a pause to refresh is big Cedric Hardman on the sidelines as San Francisco has taken the pause to lead 14-7. 10 minutes and 55 seconds left to go in the ball game, and San Francisco puts the ball in play first and 10 on the Atlanta 28. And that Atlanta defensive team paying the price for the sputtering offense. They were out on the field all day. It's a draw to Simpson. And Kuykendall hit him.
All right, let's watch what we call ball handling. Center snap has to be perfect. Quarterback gets it, moves in. Simpson will have his hands open in a scoop fashion to cover the ball. As I said, great backs will put it in one hand because they know that it's going to give them more maneuverability. Of course, Simpson doesn't have it.
He's got it now. To the 15-yard line goes O.J. Picked up 12. First down.
All right, he's looking good on this one. Good hold, big hold. Good move. Acceleration. Almost breaks the tackle, but he looked good on that play, George.
Yeah, Bunce took himself out. He ran out of there. From the I formation, he has to stay at home.
First and 10 from the 15-yard line. O.J.'s going to try it again. This time he bounced into his center, Randy Cross, and Robert Pennywell came up to hit him. O.J., by the way, has carried for 96 yards prior to this last carry, so he can make it 97 yards in 17 carries, which is way above his average. He's been averaging 3.5 yards a carry, and his longest 20 yards, and he picked up, as we mentioned at the start of the game, his first touchdown rushing since 1976. Of course, he was banged up last year.
I meant to say Pennywell ran out of there.
Second and 10 on the 15. DeBerg rolling out, and freezing him is Greg Brazina. So Greg Brazina right there to eyeball him, and that was that. Take another look as DeBerg rolls to the right-hand corner. There's Brazina just blocking him in, eats him up. Then Merrill comes along to extract another pound of flesh.
Well, that play either goes one way or the other, successful or you lose yardage on it down here.
They lost 2. The ball on the Atlanta 17, so it is third down and 12. O.J. on a wing. Brazina can't get to him. Hold it. Overshoots his man. It was a pretty good defensive play. You never hear about offensive linemen, but John Ayers, number 68, saved DeBerg's life, I think, on that play, as you see O.J. a little tired. Watch number 68 pick up Brazina. Otherwise, DeBerg would have gone down like a giant oak tree. Here comes Brazina, and there is a push. Just got him out of there by John Ayers. Otherwise, DeBerg really gets ahead.
Let's check the snap now. See if we get a good snap here.
A 35-yard field goal attempt by Ray Wershing. Scott Bull holding. The snap is a good one. And the kick is even better.
Big kick.
So a 35-yard field goal by Ray Wershing. That makes him 7 out of 8. And it's 17-7. San Francisco, 8:11 left.
3 unidentified 19-inch color TV pictures, each the best of its brand. Over 1,000 people saw them and picked the one with the best overall picture. They didn't pick America's biggest seller, Zenith, or the second biggest, RCA. over 60% picked the 19-inch Sylvania Superset. Over 60%. We're not the biggest, but a lot of people think we've got the best picture. The Sylvania Superset.
Fred, we got a new page 1 here.
Making sure the news gets out is what my job's about. Now it's all behind. Got blue ribbon on my mind. I've got Pabst blue ribbon on my mind. More and more lately I find
The premium taste of Pabst. It's a lot to look forward to.
I've got Pabst blue ribbon on my mind.
The grass is always greener over the septic tank comes to television. Starring Carol Burnett and Charles Grodin. A very funny look at life, Wednesday at 9, 8 Central and Mountain.
Ray Wershing just kicked the 35-yard field goal. It's 17-7 San Francisco. 8 minutes left in the game. Wershing will be kicking. George Franklin is deep. Franklin going into the end zone to field it and fumbles it. Picks it up and takes off at the 15. Gets to the 20 and down he goes. The first-year man out of Texas A&I.
Well, the way he caught that ball, he knocked it down like he was a defender. He took it with his thumbs together. Watch, he's taking it with his thumbs together rather than little fingers together. He's acting like he's knocking a pass down on defense.
He was a second-round draft choice last year by the Cardinals and never gave them what they thought they would get.
No, he hasn't played much. He's lucky to get a good bounce out of that.
And he never heard of Willie Mays.
First and 10 from the 20. And let's see now if Atlanta can get itself together because there's 8 minutes left in the game. Bartkowski deep down the right side. Alfred Jackson! And Jackson is down inside the 10. What a play by Alfred Jackson, a rookie out of Texas. Woo!
Wow.
What a magnificent reception.
We were talking about what Atlanta had to do, and we said he had to put up a bomb and get a big play. And here's a great catch, a great throw, kept his balance. Watch this. Watch him extend his arms right on the fingertips. Almost lost his balance. That puts him back in the ball game now.
Anthony Leonard pursues him and finally ankles him down. But it is first and goal from the 9. Atlanta now trying to pull it out, trying to get on the scoreboard offensively. Ray Strong runs into Jimmy Webb. End of Strong. Oh.
All right, we're looking at this from the end zone, but that's not really the point. The point is now you don't get conservative. You've got to play it wide open. You call a play like this, it really means nothing. You keep an open attitude, and you keep the defense expecting anything.
Yeah, now it's second down.
The ball on the 10-yard line, so they lost a yard. Remember, it was first and goal from the 9. Dean staying in the block. Bartkowski passing over the head of Billy Rickman, the intended receiver. Eddie Lewis and Rickman had gone head-to-head into the end zone.
See what Jim was saying. They got down there, throw on first down rather than wait for second and 10 and throw.
Exactly
everybody
right.
in the ballpark knows you got to throw.
Exactly right. Now you're in a situation where you've got to get something or you kick the field goal.
And they need a touchdown, not a field goal to get back in.
Exactly right, Coach.
It's 17-7 San Francisco. 6:24 left as Lehman Bennett looks on. 3rd and 10 for Bartkowski and the Falcons. Ricky Patton inside the 5.
Well, they ran a play against a form of a nickel defense, figuring they could score, catch him off balance. Here,
Mazzetti is coming in, so they will go for the field goal.
Pull the guard and tackle and run wide, and it's a gamble.
Coach, can I ask you a question? Bartkowski doesn't sprint out. Why is that?
He can do it. He's not the best, but he can move around. He's not that immobile.
All right, Tim Mazzetti. The spot will be about the 11-yard line. James holding, and the kick is good. So that tightens it up considerably. So Atlanta has gotten on the scoreboard on a block kick and a field goal. And we have 5 minutes and 38 seconds left. San Francisco 17, Atlanta 10.
I joined a move to Michelin.
I joined the move to Michelin.
I joined the move to Michelin.
You should too. Michelin's the one that introduced the radial. And Michelin makes only radials. Michelin's the one that's made radials longer than anybody else in the world. Michelin's the one to insist on.
Join the move to Michelin.
For real tire satisfaction, think Michelin first. We're second to none.
Coors. 105 years of only pure Rocky Mountain spring water. Make it yours. Make it Coors.
Dave Williams' longest kickoff return this year, 41 yards. Last year, he had an 80-yard touchdown return and a 60-yard punt return. So keep an eye on him. He's a 2-year man out of Colorado. At the other end, it's Tim Mazzetti kicking off for Atlanta. A very short kick. So Williams coming up at the 5. He's to the 15, to the 20, and down he goes at the 23. Just south of us at the Coliseum, the New Orleans Saints are marching in and holding the undefeated Rams 3-3 in the fourth quarter.
Now the pressure is on the 49er offense to keep the ball, make first downs, and the Falcon defense to stop them and give their offense field position.
5.5 minutes left. First and 10 on the San Francisco 23. Seal is wide left. Solomon is wide right. O.J. on a wing. Farrell, the remaining running back. And Farrell going wide. Robert Pennywell is the first to make contact, but it doesn't slow him down as he picks up the first down, getting across the 35-yard line.
Now, I'll tell you something. I don't know if we'll be able to see it, but O.J. made a great block on this particular play. He went in there, and he really paid the price.
It's Pennywell making that first hit. And then Pride Moore, among others, finally bringing him down. That's Paul Seal, the tight end, who was shaken up on the play. 5-year man out of Michigan.
That was a big first down, Vinny.
By the way, not that we are disdainful of any injury, but we would like to remind you folks that next Saturday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 3:30 Central and Pacific, the CBS Sports Spectacular will feature the Phoenix 150, a shootout between USAC championship Al Unser and defending national champion Tom Sneva. And the world's strongest men, the event the car left. Jim, you mentioned the strongest player that you ever played against was Big Daddy Lipscomb. George, is there anybody in the strength department that you remember in your years of coaching as someone unusual?
We had a guy in Washington named Manny Sistrunk that had 16-inch arms and just massive, strong. He'd handle the weight machines.
Well, on the world's strongest men Saturday, the event is the car lift. So join the fun. 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 3:30 Central and Pacific, the CBS Sports Spectacular, the Phoenix 150, and the world's strongest men competition. Jim?
Hey, Vinny, Coach told me something about Sistrunk. He said that Manny wasn't too smart when he came in, but he could use him anyway. He told him just to beat the center up left and beat the center up right.
that reduces the game to the fundamentals. Paul Seal, with a banged-up right leg, is coming out.
That's a blow.
Seal was originally a number 2 draft choice with New Orleans, and he was on the slight side. He added some weight to get up to 225, and they traded John Watson to New Orleans to get Paul Seal.
He's a good football player, and he's helped them today. This 2 tight end offense, I think, is one of the reasons why they're ahead.
So it's a knee injury for Paul Seal. with 5 minutes and 2 seconds left to go in the game. It is 17-10 in favor of San Francisco. And they have the ball first and 10 as O.J. hits the line of scrimmage and maybe bought a yard.
O.J. runs well from the eye, Jim, and the middle linebacker has to stay at home. He can't run out of there because it's a cutback formation. Now, there's 59 this time. Pennywell staying at home.
Good.
Joe Harris coming in.
Good point, Coach.
O.J. has rushed, by the way, for 98 yards, so he needs 2 more. 2nd and 9. Solomon is wide right. Elmo Boyd is wide left. DeBerg looking to the right side, no good. It was intended for Bob Farrell.
Yeah.
And guarding Farrell was Dewey McClain.
Good. Another sprint out. He's mixing in his sprint outs very well, DeBerg is, but watch him get hit as he delivers the ball.
By the way, Archie Manning has just thrown a 19-yard touchdown pass to Tony Galbraith. New Orleans leading the Rams 10-3. 2 minutes left in the 4th quarter.
A little too much conversation last week, Vinny.
Hayden's a good 2-minute quarterback.
He better be. 3rd and 9 from the 37 with Simpson on a wing. Farrell the remaining back. And Bob Farrell. Again, a tough couple of yards.
Yes, they do. They play Houston Monday night.
So Pittsburgh all alone for the moment if the Rams can't come back.
Well, a lot of time.
The Rams are talking about 19-0 this year. You just don't start talking about that this early.
Yeah, wouldn't you know, as soon as you say something, right away somebody comes along and challenges it.
Well, the game isn't over yet.
You're right, Coach. Like you said, Hayden's a good 2-minute quarterback.
Connell will be kicking to Rickman. That's been a familiar sight today.
The block is on.
And if the heat is on, particularly look for 28 Reed and 25 Strong. Big play. Strong can't get in, neither can Reed, and the punt is away. Rickman a fair catch. He can't take any chances, and they will spot the ball at the Atlanta 16-yard line. Say, by the way, we want to give you a winning lineup, and it's tonight right here on CBS. Let's start at 7 o'clock. That would be Eastern time, and the premiere show, for my money, 60 minutes. And then after that, All in the Family, followed by Alice. Then a movie, Like Mom, Like Me, with Linda Lavin and Christy McNichol. A winning lineup on CBS tonight, all starting with 60 minutes at 7 p.m. Eastern time.
Jim, let's see what he does. See if he goes for the bomb again on 1st down.
1st and 10 on the 16 for Bartkowski. Stand back, the remaining back. Bean is on a wing. Bartkowski gunning it low to the right side. The reception is made. Despite the effort by Anthony Leonard, Rickman was able to make the catch, and Leonard also hurt himself a little bit, and the 49ers could ill afford to lose Anthony Leonard. You see where they spot the ball. They're spotted at the 23-yard line, so that makes it 2nd and 4.
He sprinted out on that one, Jim. Partial sprint out.
Yes, I'd like to see him do it a little more because we will then have the option of running or passing in a tight situation. That's a good option to have.
Bob Jury has had to come in. Anthony Leonard shaken up on that last play. Time left, 2:50. Here comes Stanback. Stanback running across the 30. I don't know if it shows on instant replay, but you want to see a running back, number 25. Watch Strong. He's looking to find out where in the world is Stanback. If he looks back, look at where are you?
Totally
are
bad.
You there?
Totally bad. You get in the way of the back. You should go out there. You should throw and try to sustain because if you don't hit anybody, at least be out of the way.
Well, they got to the 33. It's 1st down. And Bartkowski releases to Bean. And he's at the 40. And dragged down at the 40-yard line. And I'll tell you what, Bartkowski just got that pass away from Cedric Hardman.
Again, another delivery sack, but he had the 1st down. Jim,
Tell him, Coach.
If he goes forward, he had the 1st down instead of cutting back.
The dreaded 2-minute warning. It is 17-10 San Francisco, but Atlanta trying to make a move.
We
We could tell you that Pioneer's PL518 probably offers today's best value in a direct drive turntable. We could tell you its tone arm rides on 10 times the conventional number of ball bearings for smoother tracking, or that its direct drive motor all but eliminates wow and flutter. But nothing we tell you will be as convincing as this. Pioneer, we bring it back alive.
Introducing a new American road car. The all-new Ford LTD for $79, with more front seat room, more rear seat room, more window area, and more handling ease than last year's LTD. Plus the power of a V8 engine standard. A road car to take you across town or across the country.
This land is your land. This land is my land.
To test drive the all-new LTD on your own roads, see your Ford dealer today.
In this 2-minute drill, just the prior play, Bubba Bean had the first down. If he goes forward, instead he tries to get more yardage and loses. Now it's second down. They have to use a down, possibly, to run the ball to get the first down. So he used very poor judgment in that situation.
Play went from the Atlanta 33 to the Falcon 41, a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Play action fake to Bean, and Bartkowski deep down the right side. He's got Billy Rickman all alone. Touchdown to Billy Rickman.
Broken coverage.
And there is Steve Bartkowski, who has come home to the Bay Area with 1 minute and 52 seconds. He uncorks a 59-yard pass.
Good call, second down and short, play action, a broken coverage, completely missed audible or missed huddle call. Nope, nobody covered Reichman at all.
Now what we're going to do is really watch this extra point, because it is going to make all the difference.
And you know who was leading the cheers for Atlanta? Bubba Bean.
Bubba Bean.
After that, Mazzetti kicks, it's up, it's good. And with 1 minute and 52 seconds left, we've got ourselves a brand new ball game, 17-17. And for the Atlanta Falcons, they're still trying to come out of here at 500 and a bid for the wild card.
By now, almost everybody's heard about the incredible Black & Decker Workmate. About how it makes almost any hard job a lot easier. Like planing, hammering, sawing, almost anything. But what most people don't know about the incredible Workmate is now you can get a single hatch model for as little as $45.
Wow.
That's right. A Black & Decker Workmate for about $45. That's really incredible.
Sometimes all those monthly bills get to be almost too much to manage. That's where Beneficial comes in. The all-in-one loan from Beneficial is cash to clean up all or most of those bills. And chances are, extra cash left over. Just one convenient payment a month, often smaller than those current monthly payments put together. The all-in-one loan at Beneficial, where you're good for more.
At Beneficial, you're good for more.
Well, it's turned out to be a dandy. 17-17, 1 minute and 52 seconds. That's Dave Franklin deep in the end zone. Dave Williams waiting for the kick. And Mazzetti will kick it off, and again he gets under it. And it's a very short pickup for Williams. He's out to the 30-yard line and gets to about the 33. So Mazzetti did certainly not get off a good kick.
Short and high.
They might have to keep looking.
That's the longest touchdown pass for Atlanta this year, a 59-yard touchdown pass by Steve Bartkowski. And now San Francisco. The defensive squad was thoroughly disgusted on that breakdown of assignments where Rickman was all alone. Now let's see what the offense can do. 1st and 10 on its own 33. Solomon is right. Boyd is left. McAfee, the tight end, on the right side, and it's Farrell and Simpson. DeBerg going to the right side to Solomon, and he dropped it. Freddie was thinking moves before he caught the ball.
Started to run before he had it, had his head turned. Here, now watch this. Easy completion. He's looking around. Watch his head. Watch his head. See his head coming around there before he had
In
possession.
this situation, Solomon should be coached that you definitely catch the ball, because what you want to do is keep the ball and try for the field goal.
That hurts right there. That was 6, 7, 8 yards.
2nd and 10 from the 33. DeBerg, and it's broken up by number 75, Jeff Merrill. And Merrill, 4-year man out of West Virginia, got those big meat hooks up in the air to knock it down.
And you're right about the meat hooks, and right now Atlanta defense might go crazy on you.
That's right, they can do it.
Well, you see what we have now. It's 3rd down and 10 with 1:40, and Atlanta, if they stop them on this down, will probably have the punt block on.
So it's 3rd and 10 for Steve DeBerg in San Francisco. 1:40 left, 17 all. Boyd is left, Solomon is right. The backs stay in to block, and that's out of state. It was intended for Elmo Boyd, but he wasn't anywhere near it. So DeBerg is unable to rally his ball club. The boos begin to eat at the 49ers. This could be the worst year for San Francisco since 1963. In 1963, they were 2-12, and of course they're 1-6 right now.
Vinny, a point I'd like to make: if we had the old O.J. Simpson out here right now, they would have to fear him so much, because they'd be trying to get that ball to him.
No, they're going to return it. They're not going to block it. They're going to return it.
And waiting to return is Rickman, who just scored the touchdown at the other end of that 59-yard pass from Bartkowski.
And they're ready for a fake, too.
Mike Connell, the rookie, is asked to punt. Gets it away, angling to the right side, hits at the 38, takes a 49er bounce inside the 20. To the 15-yard line.
You never let that ball bounce. You lose 25 yards.
Normally, Rickman would have picked that one up on the bounce, but I think because he fumbled, he was afraid to do it.
Way back on the 30-yard line of San Francisco is a flag, and right near that flag is Dewey McClain. So hold everything. It was 52 yards as the punt developed, but wait a minute.
25-yard roll.
Dewey McClain looked like he might have been caught with his finger in the cookie jar. Let's see. And if so, San Francisco, which had it 4th and 15.
You know, you never commit a foul. This is something we used to preach. When they're giving you the ball, never commit a foul.
Let's find out from Bob Frederick what it was.
When they're
ineligible members of the kicking team downfield, the left side of the line, 4th down.
Well, that's a break for Atlanta.
Break for Atlanta.
It sure is, because Rickman now might get another chance. They're still gonna go for the kick.
No, they're gonna return, and they're playing safe for a fake, a pass, a run, some sort of a
4th and 15 from the 28.
3 men back.
Randy Cross got off a good snap. Wobbly kick up along the left side, and Bias has it. And Rick Bias made a gutsy reception, and they now are in good field position with 1:10 left. Bob Jury made the tackle, and they're going to spot the ball at the San Francisco 41-yard line.
Line drive punt, Vinny.
Yep, and Rick Bias right there to pick it off. Bias, remember, blocked the punt and scored the touchdown for Atlanta.
And like you said, Vinny, it was a gutsy reception.
And how? Woo. All right, they've spotted it at the 42, 1st and 10. Bartkowski has his man, tight end Mitchell, and Mitchell is knocked down at the 20-yard line.
Big play.
Vern Roberson made the tackle. 56 seconds left in the game, and Atlanta is in the tall cotton, if you can use that one here.
Good protection. The ball was right on the fingertips.
A final in Los Angeles. New Orleans 10, the Rams 3, and another undefeated team goes down in flames. Pittsburgh stands alone. First and 10 from the San Francisco 19. Stand back. Hurling to the 16-yard line. Jimmy Webb had a grab on him.
26.
27 seconds left in the game.
Now, Coach, I'd like to make a point here. You've always been talking about 2 hands on the ball.
Right in here.
Right now, whether you're great, whether you're not great,
over
you
there,
put 2 hands on the ball.
See, over there on the sidelines, there's Bratkowski talking to the coaches. The first thing I'd get Kilmer, Sonny Jurgensen. 2 hands on the ball. Never mind what play we're going to run. Let's get that clear. 2 hands on that football. We got a chance to win it here, kick a field goal. We don't want to beat ourselves.
As Steve Bartkowski goes to the sidelines, a couple of reminders for you folks in the East. When the ball game is over, you will join 60 Minutes in Progress. And for you folks on the West Coast, of course, you'll see 60 Minutes at the usual time. A reminder as well, the NBA on CBS next Friday at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It'll return with the world champion Washington Bullets going against Golden State and Milwaukee taking on Seattle. Consult your local listings for the game and time in your area. 27 seconds left. Atlanta with 1 timeout. The 49ers have 3.
And you know something, Vinny, right now, not only 2 hands on the ball, you don't fight for the extra yard.
All right, 2nd and 7 from the 16. Bartkowski to stand back. And stand back inside the 15.
You see how he was carrying that ball?
Tim Mazzetti, who had not kicked a field goal. He only joined the ball club for the Detroit game. And Mazzetti was able to kick one today.
Well, he has a chance to be a hero.
He sure does. A kid from
6-5.
Brazil. 5 seconds left in the game. Well, we saw Efren Herrera in a similar spot as Seattle upset Minnesota. Now Tim Mazzetti, he's 22 years old. He went to school at Pennsylvania. He had a tryout with Seattle and Detroit, and he was with Philadelphia at the start of the season.
Then Jim, what I've always liked to do in this situation is just before he starts to kick.
Timeout.
Yell timeout.
Make him chew on it a little longer.
Let him think about it. Let him think about it.
Seattle beat Oakland 27-7 as Tim Mazzetti is alone with his thoughts. 5 seconds left. It is 17-17. The line of scrimmage is the 12-yard line. So Mazzetti will have a big assignment. He has not had big kickoffs. He doesn't appear to be the kind of a kid with a powerful leg. And, of course, kickers are a game apart within this game of football.
He has to just not worry about the snap, not worry about the protection, not worry about the hold. Do your job. Keep your head down. Watch the spot. Kick the ball. Be tough.
And now San Francisco will call timeout to make Mazzetti sweat a little longer.
Good
they
work.
Heard you, George.
Yeah, that's good work, Pete.
Of course, you taught him, didn't you?
Well, he's
one of your boys.
That's right.
All right.
This is a tough. His team's played well enough to win today. This is a tough one. If they lose it.
Seconds left. It's up to Tim Mazzetti. The spot by John James will be at the 19. A 29-yard field goal. It's up. It's good.
Wake up, Atlanta.
Mazzetti's a hero.
The Atlanta Falcons, with 1 second showing on the clock, have come from behind and have taken a 20-17 lead on the foot of Tim Mazzetti.
Tough loss.
For San Francisco, are they ever down?
That offsides on the punt being downfield and then the busted coverage on the bomb. Great win for the Falcons. Bitter loss for the 49ers.
They'll remember that 59-yard burn from Steve Bartkowski to Billy Rickman, with Anthony Leonard 10 yards behind Rickman. However, the mix-up was in the San Francisco backfield. We'll take another look at that pressure spot for Tim Mazzetti.
Good snap by the center. I think it's Paul Reisig. Right in there.
So it is 20-17.
You know, Vinny, Rickman is really doing a great job for Atlanta. I think one of the reasons he got loose is because it was probably a misassignment on the defense, but they don't think he has the speed to go long. So that could have had something to do with it.
Yeah.
Well, friends, with only 1 second left, Mazzetti will be kicking off. A reminder now, again, for those of you on the East Coast, you will join 60 Minutes in Progress Elsewhere, 60 Minutes will be seen at its usual time. Dave Williams trying to get a return squared away. Of course, we mentioned earlier, Williams has busted him last year. One for 80 and one for 60.
You got to kick it on the ground.
We'll see where Mazzetti squirts it. Up front, you have Farrell and Carr. 1 second left. 20-17 Atlanta. And they're loading up the left side. And Mazzetti comes forward and squirts it. An onside kick. And it is grabbed and knocked down at the last minute by Mark Nichols, a rookie out of Colorado State. The ball game is over. The Atlanta Falcons came from behind, knocked them off to win it 20-17. And now this is Vin Scully for George Allen and Jim Brown. Hope you enjoyed it. The NFL on CBS is a presentation of CBS Sports.
This is CBS.